Hello and welcome to the Plied Together Podcast. This is a video podcast about knitting, spinning, and dyeing and other fiber things that I really like to do. I have been wanting to do this for a very long time, and today is June 2nd, 2016, which, if you're a spinner, you know means that this is the first day of the Tour de Fleece, which will be running along the entire time that Tour de France is going on. So I'm kind of glad this is happening because it's kind of kickstarting me into doing this. I have recorded probably about 8 different first episodes all throughout the past few months. But one of my only actual set goals that I've done this year, set for myself for this year's Tour de Fleece, is to start my video podcast. So that's what I'm going to do. My fiber prep for this year's Tour de Fleece has been almost non-existent because all of my prep has been primarily with knitting. I have 3 different sample knits that have their deadlines coming up this month. One of them is actually August because that's a long-term project that's it's going to be an entire garment and a scarf. So I guess technically 4, but they're for the same designer. So I have 4 sample knits coming up, 2 in July, 2 in August 1st. So, or is it September 1st? I don't know. Anyways, I have deadlines coming up. So my preparation has mostly been knitting as much as I can, which I've made really good progress on so far, so that I could spin as kind of guilt-free as possible. My dog is whining back there. Anyways, so I've made pretty good progress. There's one that is a crescent-shaped shawl, which is the most unusual construction I've ever done. I've never done a top-down, or no, a bottom-up crescent shawl before. And then on top of that, it's sort of almost starting in the middle because you start from the bottom up and then you do an applied edging on the bottom. So it's like you're starting in the middle of the crescent. But I finished the lace portion, going into the stockinette all the way to the top, and then I just have to do the applied edging, which will take a long time. Anyway, so I'm on the second ball of that, and there's 3 skeins in total. Each one is about 440 yards. Hey, Chris, you wanna come on? Oh no, he doesn't want to join us. Okay, so so I was really happy with the progress I made there. Yesterday, June 1st, July 1st, I had a sudden urge to fiber prep something. I had to just do something. So I have my first fleece that I purchased from Recycled Lamb Annual Wool Market. This was my first time there, and I have 2 fleeces actually. But the one that I'm doing first is the ram fleece. It's from a ram named Coriander. It's a beautiful kind of gray and brown fleece. Hang on. Like this. Oh my goodness. You're so heavy. Oh, you're so heavy. Ugh. Anyways, so now he's happy because right now there's fiber all over the place, so he can't get to me, so that's why he was whining. Anyway, so this is Fizzgig, and he's one of 2 awesome puppies that I have. He's actually not a puppy, he's 5 years old. But I'm going to just whiz past how awesome Fizzgig is because I want to get to the rest of this. So anyways, I had that fleece, and I had picked up some Unicorn Power Scour. So I gave that a nice little bath. I did 2 rinses, or two scours, and then I did about 2 rinses. You can still feel a little bit of the lanolin. The Unicorn Power Scour is meant to work with lower temperature water, so I believe it's 140 to 160 degrees Fahrenheit. And so I hope you can see all this, but it's pretty lovely. So this is the only thing that I know for sure that I want to, as the Tour de Fleece continues, I want to continue scouring more fleece and maybe carding it on my drum carder. I'm not sure. I just got one, so we're still getting to know each other. and working through the issue of necks, really. So I'm not sure if I want to lose so much waist on this beautiful fleece to my drum carding amateur mistakes. So I did try spinning a sample of it and just straight from the lock, and it was pretty nice. There were just a couple spots where it was a little lumpy and bumpy, so what I might do is just flick these out a little bit and just spin it straight from the lock. And just be a little bit intentional about the colors, because there are some creamy parts, and then some more brown parts, and then a beautiful gray. So my original plan with this fleece, because I had the ram coriander, which is this beautiful gray fleece, and then I had a natural colored fleece. So my original thought was that I would do a his and her sweater combo, one for my husband, Nathan, and one for me. So I don't know how much I'm going to get through that, but I know that I want to tackle that at some point. So what I might do is just before I start the base spinning is to wash another batch of it, or scour another batch of it, and then once I get the entire fleece that is cleaned up and scoured and ready to spin, at that point I might go and start sorting it out by color and then start spinning. So that's my kind of long-term fiber prep, which I should have done honestly before, but I was very busy with the stamping kits that I need to mail back. So apart from that, my other goal, because I'm actually spinning in several groups, so one of them is Team Owlcat Designs, Owlcat Designs, and that's going to be hosted on the Owlcat Designs Ravelry group by, and the designer name is Simone. And so one of the, kind of things you can do in that group is pick a Owlcat Designs pattern, and it could be anything. It could be a cowl or one of her beautiful shawls or sweaters, and spin something for that project. And then, if you meet your goal, then you're eligible for like a grand prize or something, which is, who doesn't like prizes? But one of the girls from my knit night, she introduced me to Owlcat, and her friend is the designer Simone, and she had this most beautiful shawl that she had knit, which is part of her shawl club this year. It's like the Explorer Club or something, Silk Road. So when I saw that, I knew that I had to knit a similar shawl. I just haven't had time to do it yet, but I did sign up for the club. And then just getting to know the group, I found out there were a couple more spinners there, and that, they were like, oh, should we do a group? And I was like, yeah, we should. So that's how that happened. So I haven't yet picked, I keep looking here because that's where all my fiber is right now, but I haven't picked which colors I want to do yet, and honestly, I'm not sure that the colors I have in my stash right now are what I want. So I might make a trip over to one of maybe 3 different local yarn shops near me and see what they've got in there. I know that 2 of them at least stock hummingbird fibers, and I love hummingbird fibers. I tried them out for the first time a couple weeks ago, and it's beautiful. So, but other than that, I did a quick little run around the house to gather up, what in my stash was kind of calling me at the moment. So I'm sorry, Frisky, but I'm gonna have to go. Oh, but I love you so much. Okay. You can just hang out by my feet. So this is a very loop heavy stash right now. So one of the options I got, because the project I picked for Owlcats is Simone's wedding shawl. So she had just gotten married this year, and she designed this shawl and released the pattern for free on Instagram, and now it's on Ravelry. And I'm sorry for crinkling noses. Let me open this up so you can see. So it's a shawl that is an asymmetrical triangle, and it starts off with garter ridges in 2 colors, striped garter ridges, and then it goes into a 3rd color that does a lace panel. So I'm sure you've seen something similar to that on Ravelry. So so I'm thinking, I'm looking down here because my phone is there controlling the build plate. So I think maybe these two natural shades together. Neat. I'm not very good at this. Anyways, so I think these two maybe. These are loop bumps that are about 4, so that one is, this one is 4.3 ounces, this one is 4.4 ounces. It's called Organically Grown and Sunshiny Day. So Sunshiny Day is Merino, Bamboo, Tessa Silk, Angelina. And Organically Grown, which is browns and grays, is Merino and Angelina. So I thought that these two might work well together. They're kind of similar in tone, but they're also different enough to get a good striking effect, because I didn't want them to just blend into the same. My other thing that I really want to do is, and that's Loop by Stephanie Gorin, I think. So she also came out with, I'm sure you might have seen these, but these are called Bullseye bumps. Oh, the camera is so far away from me, I'm so sorry. And Loop. So these are 2 mini bumps that are intended to go together as a set. And I had actually spun this before because I got 2 of these. And actually, if you give me a second, I'll just go and grab it. I'll be right back. So this is the same fiber that I had already spun up and knit, and the pattern is Adama on Ravelry, and I'm going to have to find the name of the designer later. I know it's like Hilary something, but she's the one that did Star Shower, which is a sister pal to this. And it's a shawl cowl hybrid. So it's got the prettiness of a shawl, but the ease of wear of a cowl. Anyway, so I'm just showing this to you because this is sort of what it's like as a finished object. Well, it is what it's like as a finished object. But when I wore this to my knit night, one of the girls there is very, very into rainbows, so she really liked this. So I always had in the back of my mind that I would spin the second double bump for her. So that's another kind of just a, yeah, maybe I'll do that in the back of my mind. The other thing, and I'm not sure how this will end up, but these kind of go together. So one goes from pale to the purple, and one goes from the purple to the like kind of very dark purple. I think this one's called Black Cherry. Nope, it's called Foggy Flower. Foggy Flower is Merino, Bamboo, and Tessa Silk. And this one is pretty in pink, Merino, Bamboo, Tessa Silk. So this was another one that I thought I might do as Simone's wedding shawl, but honestly, there's so much overlap in similar colors that I don't think that there will be enough contrast in these stripes. But I always felt like I wanted to use those in the same project, just maybe not for stripes, but maybe more for maybe a gradient shawl. So just start from one and go all the way to, start from the light and go all the way to the dark. So the last loop I have, I got this from a D-stash, which was great. It's not a color that I wouldn't normally pick, but when I saw it and it was at D-stash price, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. So this is called Sari Doesn't Cut It. Sari as in Sari Silk. Merino Corriedale. I'm not sure how to say it. I've heard people say Corriedale, but I always thought it was Corriedale. Nylon, Bamboo, Tessa Silk, Angelina, Recycled Sari Silk. So I'm actually going to pull this one out a little bit more because, sorry for all that, because you can see on the edges all that beautiful Sari Silk that is just kind of carded into there, and then you've got all these great colors that remind you a little bit of Bollywood, right? But not so outrageous that it's not wearable. Yeah, I'll tuck that in later. I don't want to subject you to more sounds than you need. And now this is light enough to just drag up. So the other ones, and I'm not under any delusion that I'm going to spin all of these during this year's Tour de Fleece. But it's just, just a quick look around my stash, and these were just the ones that I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. So these ones are from Superwash, 85% Superwash Merino, 15% nylon. It's by Rock and String Creations, artfully dyed yarn and fiber from Carlisle, Kentucky. And I'm pretty sure I got these on Etsy. So I thought these are kind of cool. I really like vibrant colors. I love neons. I like jewel tones, so this is kind of right up my alley. Although I haven't actually spun anything like this before, so that'll be interesting. This is by the same blend as well. This one, for some reason, they don't actually label the colors on here, I guess to save costs on their labels. So I'll have to look it up to see what these colorways are. But it's very pretty, coming up through the color. This is a little bit more muted, kind of reminds me a little bit more of fall, so I might not spin this one right now. Maybe I'll spin it during Spinzilla. This was another contender for Simone's wedding shawl project, and these are 3 Waters Farms braids, but I'm not sure that there's enough contrast in there for the garter stripes. I'm not sure, maybe. I know that I love these, so I might as well try. The nice thing about these ones is that I actually have 2 grades of each, so I know that there will be plenty of yardage, and I won't be shy when I come to knitting. And then the last one that I was thinking of was Malabrigo Nube, and this is Cereza colorway, and I've got, I think, 4 or 5 of these. I'm gonna have to double check. But these ones are, well, there's a funny story with this, but this is already long enough, so if I do decide to spin these, then I'll tell you the funny story at that point. It's the story about how I mistakenly got labeled as a Scientologist. So, yeah, anyways. So I really like this one because reds are like one of my favorites. Reds are right up my alley, and there are hits of just perfect reds to me, so that'll be interesting to see how that goes. A lot of people have issues with Malabrigo Nube. They say that it's difficult to draft. I actually found that I don't mind Malabrigo Nube so much. Maybe for spinning huge quantities of it, like for spinning like 10 braids of it, my hand might kind of hurt a bit. But I found, for whatever reason with Malabrigo Nube, it's actually easier for me if I don't pre-draft and if I just go end to end. No idea why, but yeah, it's like it is slightly felted, which is the issue most people take with it. But the slight grabbiness of the felt, and it's not terribly felted either, but just a little bit. But the slight grabbiness of the felt actually makes it really easy to spin very fine even singles. So I kind of dig it. I actually have over there in my other basket a whole bunch of other braids of Malabrigo Nube that are in singles. So singles as in just 1 4-ounce braid of that color. So I might dig in there and see if there's any other colors that kind of call my interest, but I so rarely have multiple braids of the same color because I want to try all the colors, and so I just buy one of everything that I can afford instead of just getting one color and having enough for a large garment. So that's kind of my issues and my problems that I'm going to have to deal with. So I thought that, maybe the Nube will offer some color choices for Simone's wedding shawl. Anyways, the last one I have snuck away. So this I was a little excited about. Have you ever heard of Allons-y fibers? Allons-y fiber art. So if you've never heard it, they're pretty popular. She does pretty well on Etsy, and she has a Ravelry group. How I know her is from this braid, which is a little darker than I wanted, but it's, if you've ever heard of Doctor Who, and a lot of people are probably rolling their eyes and being like, of course I've heard of Doctor Who. It's only like the longest running broadcast show, BBC. But this is Police Box, and this one is Police Box 2, just because that's the one that it is. But it's a little bit darker than I think of when I think of the TARDIS. It's more of just a dark navy blue instead of some of the kind of lighter. It's not like that light, but it's a little bit brighter normally, I think. So, I was really excited about this fiber, but once I saw how dark it was, I kind of lost the steam for that and set it aside. But I know I'm going to have to spin that at some point. I don't know, maybe I might actually even pair it with one of these 3 Waters Bonds. There will be enough contrast in that one. Oops. I hope I haven't been holding these up too high, because my camera's on the side, but I haven't really been looking at it while I've been showing it, so sorry, my bad. So now, I say anyways a lot. I'm going to really try to stop doing that, or minimize it a bit. I will do more of a proper introduction later. I just wanted to quickly just get into spinning and just show you what I was thinking about doing. I'll have another update later tomorrow with my progress. My goal with Tour de Fleece is to just record a small little, mini episode every day. If I don't have a lot to say, then it's going to just be really, really short, just probably with the update of what I have spun. I'm not going to force anything to be long just for the sake of being long, because there's enough podcasts out there that actually have really good content out there, and I don't need to just flood the internet with lots of bad content. So I hope this has been a little bit interesting. A weird thing for me this morning, because I woke up pretty early, I couldn't really sit down at the wheel. And you can actually see my drum pilot back there. Anyways, it's like I had been so excited for Tour de Fleece, and I was just like so into it, and then the day came, and for some reason, before I even started, I kind of lost my mojo a little bit. And I don't know why, but I couldn't, I thought that making the progress with the sample notes would let me just kind of spin, with peace of mind and just happy and enjoy it. But because I had been so focused on my sample notes, I had completely neglected my housekeeping. And so I woke up this morning, and you know how you kind of get blinders once things start getting messy and you kind of just don't see it? Well, this morning those blinders went all the way, and all I could see was how messy the house was, how much laundry had piled up, and how much of a mess everything had become. And I'm like, I should sit down and spin, but I also see how terrible the house looks, and that just really bothered me. So I'm actually probably going to go and spend maybe an hour or two just sprucing up the place a little bit. Yeah, right, how fun. Yeah, just how I want to spend my Saturday. But, that's kind of the day that I get some cleaning done. So I'll get some cleaning done, and then I'll start spinning. Hopefully it'll be a happy experience and not one where I feel burdened, because I love spinning and I want to do that. So I guess the last thing I will mention before I shut this off is that I will be spinning on my Shacked Reeves, not matchless, Shacked Reeves Saxony style wheel. set up in double drive, and it's actually sitting right behind the camera. So I might just pick up the camera right now and give you a quick little show. And also show my shameful corner of messiness. But this is my little spinning corner setup. And I've got my little blanket that I knit back there. But yeah, this is what I'll be spinning on. It's my pride and joy. I really love my wheel. Very, very smooth wheel. I'll probably talk about it a little bit more when I'm not just holding this GoPro tripod in my hand and shaking it all around. So I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye. Thank you so much for watching, and see you tomorrow with my progress.